Ooh, I got the lights on me. Wow. I know, I got the lights on. Okay. Hello everyone, my name is Veronique. I'm part of the group VIP, Vegas is Prosperity, with my husband Louis and our partner Ron. We are just so thankful for you guys coming out tonight. I know that everyone has a busy schedule, so I hope you guys get a lot of value from tonight. We started this, I think, a year ago, and this is our 4th event, and we are just so happy to see it growing and bringing such amazing individuals all together and sharing all the value we can. So with that being said, I'm going to bring on my 2 other hosts. First, I'll bring up the big guy. Ron is a real estate guru here in Las Vegas, a wonderful business partner, friend, family man, and keeps pushing to new heights. And please welcome Ron Woods.
Thank you.
My other co-host is an amazing person. He's my husband. He is an e-commerce king. I just love seeing all the growth that he does, and he loves helping people. Just seeing his journey is just so amazing. And please welcome Louis Boldown. You guys want? Oh. Okay, so our first panel of speakers are amazing individuals, like I said. Our first speaker is, Dylan Banas. Sorry, Dylan. He is a CEO of Agency Box. He's known for his expertise in social media and business. He's the brains behind many successful internet personalities and businesses. We are beyond thankful to have him here with us tonight. He actually just got here from Miami, right? That's right. So please give a warm welcome for Dylan. All right. Our second person is, this man truly has a story. I actually had the pleasure of speaking with him the other night, and his story is similar to mine, and just hearing about his past and all the obstacles he has overcome. He's just a super humble person. He's a family man, and he is just helping people in many different ways, but he is also in the e-commerce world. Please welcome Avel.
Thank you.
That was a slow walk for suspense.
Okay. The next wonderful woman I am bringing to the stage, you so many know her and love her. She is a social media sensation and always giving back to help as many as she can. She is the credit queen. Let's welcome Sonia. Oh, sorry, Tax. See, I'm still learning.
It's death and taxes right here.
Right there.
Don't shake the floor. I'm here. I'll help you guys.
Nick. Awesome. All right. He is number 2 in mortgage here in Las Vegas. And he actually started his business when he was 16. He has made over $600 million, and he is such a super humble person. Please welcome Nick.
I wish I made over 600 million.
Funded.
You're not supposed to say that.
That's funny.
Mr. Dylan.
What's up, man?
What up, dog?
Glad to be here.
Man, I'm glad you're here. So, what do you do? When people ask me, what does Dylan do? I'm like, he makes people famous. How do you explain?
So, when I came to Vegas, I grew up in a communist country. It's called Canada. And I moved out here about 4 years ago, and I tried to be a Chippendale. Unfortunately, I didn't pass the weight test. They look for six packs. I didn't have any. So, I own a marketing firm. It's called Mindful Agency. What we specialize in is blowing people up. We take someone who's homeless off the streets, made $600 million, and we blow their brand up online. So that's one of my companies. Also in a podcast studio out here in Las Vegas. I wanted a way to shoot content for free, so I figured why don't open a studio. I own a company called ROAS. We help people, coaches and consultants, scale their their online brands. So it's kind of like my podcast things, like side thing, but my main brand is Mindful Agency. So we turn people into celebrities we work with. I mean, you name a personal brand in the space, kind of like the business consulting space, like we probably worked with them. Patrick Bet-David, Gary Vaynerchuk, Jay Shetty, Jordan Belfort, the Wolf of Wall Street. Like we worked with these guys in one way or another to help them out. And that's kind of what we do.
And I think you told me last time I saw you, 8 figures business right now? Yeah.
So my two main companies both do north of 8 figures per year in revenue, and I guess.
Bro, how did you where did you start? You don't have to go back to high school. But when did you start to get traction when you were at a low point, if you were ever a low point?
So, I think a lot of people see the glitz and the glam of, is it better like this or up?
I was wondering too.
Check. Cool. So, for me, a lot of people see the success. The truth is 7 years ago, I was sleeping on the mattress of a literal crack house. Sorry for the kids in the house. And I had ran this, my first business ever. I was selling, you guys probably won't believe this, real live flying squirrels as pets. So anyone here ever heard of a sugar glider? A sugar glider?
Yeah.
What is a sugar glider?
Flying squirrel.
Effectively a flying squirrel. They're like an Australian version of them. That was my first business ever. I actually dropped out of college to do that. I sold millions of dollars worth of them. But the thing is, I was traveling, living out of a broken down 1990s ambulance in Motel 6s every single weekend in a different city, setting up a trade show. I had trade shows, selling them. And through that, I ended up making, I'm 21 years old with literally my last ever trade show I did. They would go all day, so we'd go to Denny's after. It was the only place that was open. I'm sitting in Denny's at 2 a.m. I did $70,000 in sales in a 3-day period of time, selling flying squirrels. And we would dress up like Crocodile Dundee. So literally cargo pants and everything. And I have $40,000 because about half the payments were in cash. $40,000 literally in my cargo pant pockets, overflowing in a freaking Denny's at 2 a.m. I'm like, this is not my life. So I went back to the drawing board. I literally let that company go. Now knowing what I know now, I probably could have sold it to some, for money. But and I was like, what's something I can do that I enjoy doing? It was social media. I can help people get leads. So I started in the real estate space, helping agents get leads. One thing led to the next. People wanted to be famous. I'm like, I can do that. So I started helping people grow their following, getting featured in the media, and that's kind of how things happen.
Nice. So where do you want to be in the next 5 years, you think?
So here's the ultimate vision of what I want to do. So I'm actually I just started training for an Ironman. So I'm going to be an Ironman this year. It's 130 days from now, roughly. And but my ultimate vision 5 years from now is to buy a massive property with a lake and basically a giant ranch and host retreats. And so I want to have jet skis, boats, ATVs, all that stuff, and just have a place to give people breakthrough, life-changing breakthroughs that we can have a ripple effect. When I was 16, I went to a leadership program called LEAP. It's at UCLA in California. And I was selling pot. I was not the kid that, anyone, my dad was who is this kid? He's a dentist, his dad was a dentist, and I was definitely not a dentist. I was, not a good kid. And this program taught me the things you need to succeed is not taught in school. Goal setting, time management, public speaking, leadership, all this stuff. And literally, like if you look at life, this was my life. It was like and went like a different trajectory. I would not be sitting here. I would probably still be stuck in Canada, like working in a retail outlet. So I noticed how one little thing can change my life, and I want to provide that for other people.
Love that.
It's really hard to look at Dylan because his eyes are so pretty.
They say, vampires do that, or aliens.
What's your ethnicity, bro? What's your ethnicity?
What's my ethnicity? I don't know. I'm white. Are there different shades of white? I don't know. My family's from Europe, probably, just like every other person.
Cool. So, could you take anybody here? I don't know. Anybody got under 1,000 followers? Can you work with them and blow them up? Well, how's it work? Let me pay you some money and you're gonna make me famous? How's it all work?
Yeah. So, like, who here currently creates content on social media? Just show hands. Who here doesn't create content right now? Everyone put your hands down. Who doesn't, but is interested in wanting to do it? Okay, cool. So, with that being said, typically, you obviously have to want to create, have that level of influence for whatever reason. So we do two things. One, we'll work with people who are looking to invest into their personal brand. We'll help them do it through different strategies. Or, if someone has let's say you have a coaching offer, you're looking to scale it, like we also help you do that too. We'll help you build out your courses, your community, your low ticket, your ascension, your value ladder. Like, what are you selling for high ticket, low ticket, mid ticket? Like, we'll help you structure all that and make it profitable. But here's like the tactical thing for anyone who wants to be like, let's say, an influencer, like RC, where you at? This guy over here. How many followers do you have on TikTok?
Like 340.
340. And did you ever pay for any of those, or did you ever go down to the little Indian marketplace and buy some followers, or?
I got enticed to, but I never did.
You never did, yeah. So guys like this, right? The reason why is he's figured out a formula for creating content, and we can help share that kind of stuff with you guys. But basically the answer is right now in today's age is volume of content. You gotta have pump out content. Easiest way to do that is a podcast, hence why I opened a studio to support people doing it. But you need to just have a crap load of content going out all the time.
Awesome.
Right.
Q&A or?
Keep going for now, and then Q&A.
Mr. Avell.
Hello?
You go first.
So e-commerce, right? Me and you are both in e-commerce. So for the people who don't know, how do you get started with e-commerce?
So my journey was a little bit different. I didn't get started just last week. I actually started 20 years ago, and kind of started when the internet really started kicking off. And I started in eBay, and from eBay I was able to progress into websites, into Walmart and Amazon and other stores you've never even heard of probably. So it's been a long journey throughout e-commerce in general, and I think if you're going to get started, platforms are always changing and evolving, and so your best bet is to get started on something popular. So Instagram and TikTok are rolling out stores, and that's a great way to get your feet wet. But then you're going to eventually want to move into your own website, because all those places are going to take considerable amount of fees, because you're using their platform and their marketing dollars to get started.
And your main thing is batteries.
Batteries.
How sexy is the battery business sound? And then I'm like, how much money are you making selling batteries? And you're like, oh, just, $7,000. I'm like, $7,000 a month, that's good. He's like, no, a day. So, tell us a little bit about that business. Like, how are you able to, like, why are you so valuable? Why are batteries like this, making this much money?
Batteries are essential. Whether you want them or not, you need them. It's almost like food at this point. And so you're gonna buy them. So like even during COVID, when everybody was shut down, I was still at work sending out all your packages and making sure that everybody had batteries for everything. And unfortunately, the more essential you are, the more money you're gonna make, no matter what the crisis is. I'll give you a story. In 2008, when the economy was collapsing through the housing market and everything, I was at the same issue. My credit lines were collapsing, but my sales were going up, and that's because everybody was still needing and using batteries, and so I was able to navigate through that while a lot of businesses failed.
What's like the most creative thing you had to like design a battery for? Because we're not talking about like flashlights and TV remote batteries. You do all kinds of stuff, right?
Yeah, so we've progressed. We started as an e-commerce, but we also started doing manufacturing, and we bring back products that people just don't have anymore. They can't buy them from a regular manufacturer. So we produce them in-house and then we sell them. But I mean, some of the batteries that we sell go into equipment for NASA, the railroad systems to test all their equipment, because it's still analog or antiquated. And they're not going to just change over the entire system because they can't find a battery. So they reach out to us, and then we create the battery for them and bring it back to them. And if that's our only customer, that's fine, because we have a niche market for them.
I was going to say, do you make like car batteries, Tesla batteries?
I mean, we could remake lithium battery packs and everything, but it's not our niche. That's something for other people to do. Car batteries, I mean, it's better to recycle them and make the money off of the recycling than it is to try to rebuild one. But there's a market for selling your old batteries too. You can make dollars off of batteries you find on the street. So there's money to be made in every little corner.
As far as the marketplaces, which one is the best one out there, you think, for e-commerce?
Your own website. You pay less fees. I mean, Amazon, I'm paying 15%, for the fee, and then I'm paying, 20% in marketing, and so all that money is just going out the door. What you want to do is eventually get it back to your own website and keep all those fees. I only pay 2.5% for credit card fees. All the rest is pocketing.
How about ads though? If you have your own website, right, it'll run ads though.
Yeah, I mean, I think, if you have a good mixture of social content and ads, you can offset that because you become a household name. And Batteries and Flash has been a household name now, for so many years, because I've been in it for 20 years. So I don't have to establish my brand necessarily. I just need to, kind of grow my audience.
Okay.
And how big is your team right now, and where are you looking to go with it?
So my goal is always to shrink my team. I actually don't want a large team. All my employees have been with me 10 plus years, and I just celebrated one of my employees been with me 15 years. He literally was a kid when I hired him, and now he's a young man he's a man with two children, and he's been with me the entire time. But at that time, during the economy of 2008, we had 13 employees. We had 2 different offices and a warehouse. And what I realized is that I was spending too much money on infrastructure that I didn't need to. I needed to scale down and use the automation and create efficiencies. So now I'm down to a team of only 6 people. One is actually contracted out of Arizona, and I do triple the work that I did with the team of 13. So efficiencies are where it's at for e-commerce especially.
Okay, awesome. Thank you, man.
How's the mic, by the way, guys? This mic's good, or it's low?
Thanks.
Yeah, this Sonia,
Oh, thank you guys.
the tax queen.
Yes, I hear.
Not credit tax.
Sorry.
It's tax based.
I'm so sorry.
Dad, the taxes,
I feel
she said.
horrible.
So why the tax business? Why'd you get into that?
I got into it because of my family. So I'm from LA, and it was during 2008. I was in Miami. I'm a communications major from Long Beach State. And during that time, I was working for Telemundo, NBC Universal. This is when reality TV was coming out. And that went, so like, what am I gonna do? Like, I'm, fresh out of college. I wanna make a lot of money. I was working for the corporate America. They're like, you're gonna be a producer and you're gonna make $50,000. I was like, no. You work long hours. I was interning 12 hours for Universal. And I was like, I do not see myself. I was in Latino TV because I'm bilingual. And so I was in that environment. I came from Miami. I opened my eyes in Miami back in the day. And I was like, I am not gonna work for anybody. Like, everybody in Miami is making money with a business. So I was in LA, I was going to, do PR in LA. It was just bad timing. My family happened to own tax businesses here in Las Vegas. So they're like, do you want to go run an office? Well, they had 14 offices. They were opening in St. George. They were opening in Arizona. That business was booming, obviously, because things were up if you were in the financial industry with HSB, like a lot of stuff in the banking before it crashed in that sector. So I was like, this is like the easiest thing. Like, I opened a tax business. It was easy. I got 30,000. I traveled. That was like 25. And I was like, this is like the easiest thing ever. This is fun. And next thing you know, they're like, well, why don't you open your own business? I was like, okay, well, and then I was here in Vegas, and I came from LA, and it's very different, the culture here with the Latino culture. And when I started working, it was fun, but then I saw like people really needed help here. I saw the home loans, during that time it's called, what was it called? Modifications. Like, all that industry was going down, and they needed our services to help them with their taxes. And I saw things that I was like, this is like gross, especially in our community. And I did not like it. So from that, I trained half of the Las Vegas offices here, a lot of offices that are well known now. I was one of their trainers because to me, it was very easy, the tax business and helping the Latino community and actually structurizing them. And so I was like, you know what, I'm gonna open my own business. This is the easiest thing ever. So I opened my own business. I was 26, 27 years old on Desert Inn and Valley View, because I worked for Trump Corporation. And I just happened to go down the street after work. I'm like, you know what, I'm gonna call that place. It was an 818 number, I'm from LA. The guy's like, give me $1,000 check, the office is yours. I was like, oh, perfect, I got an office. Okay, that was easy. Next thing you know, I got all my friends. They're like, go pass out flyers. This was before social media, okay? We still have things called flyers and real marketing, door to door. You would go put I was like, I love creativity. So I got a $100 bill and I said, come to me, $20, you saved $20. So all the people were saying, oh, my kid found a $100 bill. It was fake, but yeah, it was me. I was like, oh, it worked, okay. So I got 200 clients the first time I opened my door. And then I got 500, and then I got 700, and then the business just grew on its own from word of mouth.
And how do you build it from scratch though, exactly?
Flyers.
Just flyers. No, but like, how do you start it though? Do you need like licenses? Do you need like?
I went to the city, okay, because I wanted a place down the street, and the guy's business was like Ron's Tax Services, and I was like, okay, I'm gonna like get a really cool name. They're like, go to the city. I got my license. I didn't know what I was doing. I was like, I'm gonna go open this business. I went down there, City of Las Vegas. You go down there, you apply for your city license and your state license. And they're like, give us a name. I was like, well, Ron has a business. Well, I'll name it Sonia's Tax Services, but I'll change it later. It's not a big deal. Well, if you know Hispanic people, they want Sonia. They don't want anybody else but you. And it was word of mouth. So we have uncles, grandmas, housekeepers, taxi drivers. I do everybody in Las Vegas that works in the business, I was doing their taxes. So to me, it was very easy. It wasn't like, because it was like just common sense. And then I was doing coaching because I'm from LA, so I work with like a lot of influencers and a lot of the clients, because I also do PR marketing here in Vegas. So I was doing the modeling. I don't know if you guys know about at the way they hire for events. So I was in that industry as well. So I have a lot of pretty friends. So from there, a lot of like the girls that like became big on social media are my friends. And so they blew up a lot of influencers, and that's how I got involved with this community, because of like putting it together. And actually, let me go back a little bit. I saw a need, I got in there and I helped people. Okay, so I started at the bottom with nothing. Uber, Lyft drivers, housekeepers, people, and I remember feeling so grateful when people bought their houses, when they graduated from college, their kids, when they become millionaires. I have food truckers, I have people with no papers making millions of dollars. True story. Woo! Yes. So I am like, then I created another thing, which was amazing. I did my own software. Then I do tax education. Then I help investors. Then I help flippers. Then I help a lot of people in the industry. Cody Sanchez came to me. I don't know if you guys know her. She's big into business, boring businesses. I was one of her beginner clients, because who wants to do taxes? Like, how boring. Everybody wants to do real estate, and all the girls are so cute, and all the guys are pulling up in their cars, and it's such a fancy show. I was like, look, I walk into these rooms. I can walk into any room. And our team, we're the only tax preparers. And we dominate. And we look like this. So, yes, this is us. And because you can't go with the masses. You have to think how you can help people and impact people. And I know taxes sound so boring, but I can talk to a multimillionaire and they do not know anything about taxes.
I was going to ask that actually. Like,
Yeah.
how, Like, how much do people really know about taxes?
I can talk to somebody making like 500,000 and $1 million, and they're like, I don't know what you're saying. I'm like, you made $1.5 million. I don't know what you're saying. I'm like, do you have a 1065? What's your business entity? Where's your EIN? What are you on your EIN? I don't know. I'm like, you just invested $80,000 to go to a workshop and you don't know what the hell entity you are? Like, go to the IRS, find out if you're a sole member. Are you a 1065? Are you 1120? I'm giving you guys everything. I don't care. I'm not a gatekeeper. I really don't care. And that is what pisses me off about people investing into things they don't know. And then what? And then you like afraid of it? And it's like, now we have a business in Dallas. I want to open in Hawaii. Why? Because I really truly believe that we need to get educated. And education is what has made my business grow. I really don't care. Like, I have this whole Trump thing, but we have the Trump tax, why it is, and I explain it and I break it down, and I'm not gonna get political because I'm not about that, but there's a system, and people are not educated into that. So you're gonna tell me you're gonna flip 5 houses, but yet you don't know what a book and P&L is? Like, how do you not know what a P&L is? Like, your financial statement, like, boo, like, you should be getting that first, get your education right before you go and pay this guru freaking $100,000, $20,000, and you don't even know their taxes, because they haven't even done their taxes. And I know this, and I don't really care. But that's what my passion is. I want to help, and the most people that I help are like college kids that their mom's a housekeeper making $50, $50,000 at the win, and they're like, Sonia, you know, I listened to you. I'm like, yeah, you know, you're gonna do this. Yeah, you graduated college. Yes, you know, you're gonna buy your first house. Yes, like that's my passion. To like truly educate the people.
You gotta follow that big dog.
Oh, 600 million.
Wait, so you did 600 million? Talk to me about that.
Yeah. So we funded 600 million in the past probably 8-9 years.
Congrats, bro.
Thank you.
Congrats. So you're a mortgage broker.
Yep.
You employ loan officers to work for you, with you on commission, right?
Yep.
That's kind of the structure. Why mortgages, man?
Those two people right there. Both my parents are mortgage lenders.
So growing up, you're like, I want to be like mommy and daddy and be a mortgage officer when I grow up. Or did it not work like that?
Not necessarily. We were just talking about it. So I got 2 of my teachers in school, my 6th grade and 7th grade teachers. My dad helped them buy a home, so he gave me a commission on that. And yeah, so I learned what a commission was and how to make some money.
I'm in the real estate industry. It's been a bloodbath kind of for the last couple of years, but it seems like you're thriving. How are you able to do that?
Well, I think the biggest part is mindset. You know, like a lot of people wake up every day and say like, oh, it's bloodbath. Like, okay, well, you might as well try again tomorrow then, you know, because it's all about the mindset. If you wake up and you know that there's thousands of transactions closing every day, they're just not using you, and you solve that problem, then you can go and get what's yours.
Good, man. We talked earlier, and you said that one of the first businesses you started actually blew up. What was it? Papers?
Yeah, it was hemp blunt wraps.
Hemp blunt wraps?
Hemp
Blunt.
yeah.
Marijuana. And what happened with that? And what happened with that and why are you doing mortgages instead of that?
So I was in mortgages first for a couple years. Things weren't like going the absolute best for me with mortgages. I think I closed 2 deals in my first like 3 years in the business. So I came up with an idea with a friend to start a hemp blunt wrap, and we figured out, you know, who can make it for us, how can we package it, where can we get, you know, it all put together. And then eventually, after probably 6 to 8 months, we had a real life product in front of us. And that's when I really learned how to sell and why sales is so important. Because yeah, I thought that I had like the best product ever and I was gonna be an overnight millionaire because I thought of this idea. But a good idea doesn't mean, you know, anything unless you could sell it, right? So, and I did the whole like phone calls, trying to sell to smoke shops, distributors, and doing all of that, and it really wasn't going too well. What kind of changed it is going into these places instead of calling them. Like I loaded up a U-Haul, drove down to LA, and I would not come home until I sold them all. And then when it worked, I came back, rented the U-Haul again the next weekend, and did the same thing. And that kind of helped me develop relationships to where I didn't need to go out and pound the pavement, and I could sell the product. Eventually, we did like $250,000 in sales in 18 months. A lot of that happened in the last 7 to 8 months because I was still trying to figure it out. And then I made a big order. It was like the biggest order we ever did. And in transit, U.S. Customs picked it up and burned it for importing. Like, it was illegal to import CBD. And I was holding on to like some false hope for 2 to 3 months, thinking that there's no way I'm just going to be out all of this product and all this money. I had insurance. I had marine insurance. Like, surely it's covered under one of those policies that I paid for, but no, it wasn't, because it was a government seizure. And so yeah, I was back at square one.
Mom and Dad, are you happy that they caught the police caught that shit?
Yeah, he's always been crazy.
I actually have a question about parenting, right? So you grew up with your parents being entrepreneurs, right?
Mm-hmm.
Is that correct?
Yep.
We're kind of doing the same thing with my wife. You know, we're doing business together and raising kids. So I guess when you were young, how did you look at your parents, and how did it help you today?
Yeah, well, I mean, as a kid, I hated it at the time, but on the way to school, my dad would make me read him the newspaper. And then I also remember when he started listening to Tony Robbins on CD. And like, those little things as a kid growing up make like a huge impact on the way that you think, right? So like, I knew when I was 16, first of all, I'm not a good employee. So like, I knew that from the jump, that I'm not gonna be able to work for somebody. But I always knew that I could make more money just doing it myself. Like, I didn't have to go out and work for people, you know?
So you're saying it works, right? All these like strategies that we do, like playing, you know, Tony Robbins in the background, it all works.
Yeah, it should work. Should work.
Check.
Q&A or?
Do we want to there you are. Pass it around for.
I think I might have turned this off.
Oh, that's fun. Does anyone have any questions for any of the speakers? And I'll bring the mic to you. Anyone?
Don't be shy.
Come on.
There's no such thing for a stupid. No such thing as a stupid question. Unless it is, I'll tell you. But.
All right, my name is Brent Buffon, and I have a question. I've been hearing a lot about building and scaling an organization. If you guys have business partners or employees that you work with, can you talk a little bit about how you've been able to create different compensation plans?
Yeah, so I have a comp structure we use for, so there's 2 types of compensation, right? There's base and then there's performance. So I have a comp structure we use for sales reps. I don't know what kind of people are you trying to hire? Anyone?
I do insurance.
Insurance, okay. So when it comes to that, I mean, if you connect with me after, I'll send you like the comp plan that we have. It's like 14 pages based on different comp structures we use.
Okay.
The important thing with scaling an organization early on, for me, my belief is I overpay what people are worth. The reason why is because for me, I want good people, and I want them to be able to earn more working with me than they could go work with my competition.
Thank you.
Separate from that is building out an organization on what it looks like. I have 7 divisions in my organization. Each division has a specialization on what it's worth. I'm using a particular framework to make that happen. But whatever it is, like, find a framework that's proven. Look at some of the top companies in the world, what they use, and then build your organization around a proven framework.
Thank you. What was your name?
Dylan.
Thank you, Dylan.
Yep.
Any other questions?
I got a question. So Nick, who influenced you most? Was it your mum or your dad? No, I'm just kidding.
I have a good answer for back there as well.
I don't want to know the answer.
Anybody else want to answer the question for the gentleman?
Yeah, so I like what Dylan said. I think the turning point for my partner and I in our business was putting people first. Like, so many times you start a business and like you talk about your goals and what you're trying to accomplish, but at the end of the day, nobody really cares. So your focus should be more centered around what their goals are and how can you help them achieve their goals. Not even just like financial goals, but how can you help them achieve personal goals, right? So like you can actually make an impact on people and change their life in a way. So once we started focusing on that and building systems and processes of how we're actually going to execute on that, that's when we started to really see a shift in not only the numbers, right? That part's great, but just the overall well-being of the company. Like if people are showing up and they're not happy to be there, then you're doing something wrong.
Thank you.
And I want to say I want to build culture. I mean, I have two of my teammates here. And the best thing that I know, because I've been in the business and I've had many people that are very loyal, 15 years, Stephanie 10 years, Tanya, I've known her 3 years, is you build the people up. It's not about me, it's us. I have them each start their own LLC. I want them to be bosses. Okay, I want to step away. I'm like the TurboTax. I'm $101 tax. That's my vision. We know where the money's at, government. You gotta go big. So if I build them up, they're happy, their kids are happy, their husbands are happy, we're all happy. We're happy people, and they come into our office, and we're like, yeah, we like your office. Because they feel good. I don't make them be there. They want to be there. The clients want to come to us. So it's, if you build a good culture with your people, they're going to refer you, they're going to share, they're going to want to be with you. And that's how I believe. I don't like W-2s. I mean, it has to. You need to for like the people that are doing like smaller jobs. But if you can build your team to where they're like, yeah, you know, I'm going to get that commission. Go get it. They're going to fall, but I'm going to be there. And we're going to fall together. And we're going to get back up together. And we're going to make it. And we're going to get those big clients. And I'm going to be proud of them. And we're going to train together so that they can build them for their children, their families, their person. Because it's not what you do, it's how you make people feel.
Yep. Just from hearing what these speakers said, sorry, I'll shut up. They all sound and seem to be really good leaders, everybody. And that's just something I just wanted to point out.
Hey, what's up, guys? I have a question. So I recently cracked the code of my business is starting to scale pretty rapidly. How do you know when you're scaling too fast and you need to put on the brakes?
Check.
What's the business? What's your name? What's your business?
My name's
Go ahead,
Jackson. So I run a. Sorry. You're good. So I run like an AI-powered outbound system. So we build like basically automated sales systems for like agents.
Amazing, great. What's your lead source? So when you say you're scaling, where are the leads coming from?
So right now, mainly from advertising and outbound.
Okay.
So a lot of cold email, cold outreach.
Okay. Are you happy with the amount of money you made?
Yes. What I'm worried about though is bringing on too many clients too quick and then losing the quality. And so we're building out systems, but I'm trying to figure out a way to quantify if we're bringing on people too quick. And because I've made that mistake in past businesses where I found something that worked, and then all of a sudden I was like bringing on all these clients, and then I went from 5 clients to 50, and then it fell apart because I couldn't keep that same quality. So how do you quantify if things are speeding too quickly and you need to pull back a little?
Okay, so two things. One, grow fast, break shit, fix it. Grow fast, break shit, fix it. Repeat. One. Okay, yeah. Two, ever heard of NPS before? NPS?
No.
Anyone here know what NPS is? Yep.
Net Promoter Score?
Net Promoter Score, what is it?
It's like a customer satisfaction metric.
So best way to quantify anything is, I'm very data driven, is survey your customers. But you do it after. So, you know, a lot of people, once you're done fulfilling, you survey them. Every single person gets a survey. Net Promoter Score is basically from 0 to 10, how happy was your customers. Apple is a 7.
If it's an ongoing service, how often should I do that?
So there's different check-ins, right? It depends on what it is. You know, for us, for ongoing programs, typically we'll do it after like the first major delivery. Were you happy? And then we'll do another checkpoint like after another delivery.
Is this a monthly check-in? Should I just do it each month when we check in?
I wouldn't inundate them with surveys, but if there is a simple way for you to do it, like, you know, even if it's on a check-in call, hey, from like 0 to 10, how was this month?
I mean, our job is to generate them leads, so wouldn't we just have that data from doing the work for them?
My first customer generated leads for them, my first client ever. I sent them 2,000 leads in the first 3 months. I thought they would have been incredibly happy. When I went for my 2-month check-in for them, every single one of those leads went to their spam folder or the email inbox.
So let me clarify, book calls, not just leads.
Okay, yeah, but like, ask them from 1 to 10. So best way to quantify, are you scaling too fast and breaking stuff, is are your customers happy? I just say that's period. And survey them with the Net Promoter Score. Best thing to do is send them an email at a certain period of time with a 0 to 10. You can automate this and go high level. Anything above a 7 automatically goes to put a review on Google. Anything under a 7 goes to a feedback form that you then take the feedback and make things better.
Well, I was considering just raising my prices if I feel like it's getting too much, but I just was trying to figure out the best way to talk.
Dude, it sounds like you got everything down, bro. Yeah, if you need an AI automation expert, really, Jack can do that. Congratulations, that's awesome.
And the last thing I would say is, actually, you have employees, right?
Yeah.
I'd say survey employees and kind of fill them out on how they feel about the workload they have. Do they feel like they're being overworked or pressured? Not to say that you're not gonna, utilize your employees the best abilities, but if they're becoming, overworked and they're not able to meet the demands of your customers, then you're scaling too fast, and either you need to bring in new employees if you can afford it, or dial back how many customers per employee. So there's like two sides of the KPIs that you need to really determine, both the customer and the employees.
Yeah, I was just trying to find a way to systematize it. So what would you say is an NPS or something?
NPS, yeah,
NPS.
Net Promoter Score.
Yeah, that's perfect. I'm just gonna put that. Appreciate it.
But also Net Promoter Score your employees too.
Yeah. How often do you think? Like quarterly?
Anyone survey their customers?
I've been an employee before and I've been surveyed weekly and it was
Weekly?
good.
Okay.
I'm an employee now, but I appreciated that. My manager, bosses at the time did that.
The worst thing to do is look on Glassdoor, 6 months, and senior employee reviews. Our parents of the $600 million man are not even paying.
Any other questions?
Hello, I'm Sam. I have a question. We have a startup VA company. VA is a very trendy word, but we decided to go into probably one of the most difficult industries. It's the trucking industry, trucking and towing. And the industry is not very receptive, and they just think that the product is not viable in the industry, which we've proven that it is. We beta tested on my dad's company, and he's operating with that system, and we reduced his cost by 50%. But the industry is not accepting, and we've done outbound emails and trade shows, and they see me and I'm a woman. They want nothing to do with me. They want to talk to the man that owns the company. So what advice would you give to someone like me that's promoting, and I feel like I'm promoting in the wrong way?
You just gotta use your title. Oh, sorry. You gotta use your title. I mean, you're coming from corporate. I mean, you run businesses. I mean, I think you just have to develop your confidence still, and just keep going. Sam, you got this. You don't give up. I started with like somebody was saying, oh, where did you start? I started with the bottom. I didn't start at the top. So you're gonna have to go through those, events, the conventions. I think somebody was doing conventions.
I've done them, yeah.
Yeah, and it's hard work, but you put in the work, you associate yourself with, these events, the type of people that can help you, and you've got it. I mean, you guys have an amazing product and team, and I think it's just gonna take time. And sometimes that's another thing with entrepreneurs. We see social media, it's fake, right? The money's real, but the stuff is fake. But it just takes time, and just keep doing it. And like, I know people that have 40 posts a day. It's a lot. It's a lot of work, and it might take some time, but I mean, you guys have a great product. Just keep doing it and don't give up.
I have an answer.
Thank you.
Just out of curiosity, has anybody told you, I don't want to talk to you because you're a woman?
Yes.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Interesting.
He hears that all the time.
I used to think the same thing when I got into the loan business at 18 years old, and I would think that nobody wants to work with me because I'm a kid, right? But you learn that that's just an internal objection that's stopping you from taking the action and moving forward, because the story that you're telling yourself, right? And your thoughts become your words becomes your actions, and your actions become your legacy. So if you're telling yourself that, people don't want to work with me because I'm a woman, then, I don't know how many people have told you that, if it's an overwhelming amount of people, but maybe remove that from your head. And then second thing is, if an industry isn't taking to what you're trying to sell, first of all, you need to figure out what's the 10 most common objections that you hear when you're selling the product, and then solve those objections. right? And if that still doesn't work, then just give your service away for free. If it truly works, then they'll sign on eventually. All right?
Wow.
You know, I think that every industry is going to be resistant to different changes and things because it's the way it's always been done. And that it's always going to be like that until it's not, until somebody pushes back. Caterpillar here in Las Vegas has a woman named Mary Kay. Her and her husband were in the business for many years. And you know, they're the ones that supplied all the tractors to all the events. Well, she was a woman in the construction business. And everybody in construction business now knows her because she was a boss. And she didn't take anybody's crap because she was a woman. She leaned into the industry and showed them her worth. And so I think that your gender may be an obstacle, but it's not going to be your shortcoming. You know what I mean? You can move past that or any other objection, as long as you guys, you know, continue forward and not letting the objections get a hold of you.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, my background, I was a data analyst for the military. I've been the only woman in all the rooms that I've been in. But, you know, it hurts my ego a little bit when I have to go get Dad to come talk to this client because he doesn't want to talk to me.
Right. That is disheartening, though.
But we'll be special.
Your name is Sam? Stand up for a second.
What was it?
Do you mind standing up for 1 second? So what's your pricing model?
Pricing model?
Yeah, how do you price your product?
We do a flat monthly fee.
Flat monthly fee of how much?
$1,700
For how many people?
per employee, for one
For
employee.
one VA?
Yeah,
Okay.
dedicated, full-time.
Okay. And how much money will the company save that you're working with?
About 40 to 50%.
40%, so they're paying like $3,500, you know, per person. You'll get them for $1,750. And you're dealing with mostly old, white, conservative men.
Latinos.
Oh, Latinos. Okay, cool. So you can go ahead and sit down. Thanks. What the interesting thing here is that what does every business want?
Save money.
Save, make more.
Either save money or make money. Yeah. The two reasons people do stuff is to reduce pain, gain pleasure. Save money, make money. So for you, you're helping them save money. I think like, you know, whatever it is to lead with the result you're attaining. The fact you're a woman, like whatever, right? Like there's changes coming. Like I don't know if you notice the world, like there's fucking lady bosses everywhere, and lady bosses are like kicking butt more than ever. You have such an advantage being a woman, and like, you know, her male counterpart who looks the same, dressed the same, would not be sitting here right now. And so like you have so much. I believe every disadvantage is an advantage when we flip the script on it. So.
Any other questions, you guys?
Yeah, I have one last question. So just kind of piggybacking off of her question, if you guys could reflect back on your career, has there been any moments where you had limiting beliefs that you broke through that you can share with us?
Love that. Great question.
Thanks for going through it.
Go, babe, share yours.
Sure.
Well, being here is limiting belief, honestly. Because I'm doing it. I've been doing this for 10 years and I still have this like belief or negative belief that I can be here and I deserve to be here. That's why I'm doing it.
Yeah.
Honestly. So.
Very cool.
I mean, as a business owner, an entrepreneur, I think that it's common to have these feelings all the time. Something doesn't go your way. You know, you get an objection at the bank, or you're trying to gain a client that you were hoping for and you thought it was going to go through and it doesn't happen. Whatever the circumstances, and you know, the difference that separates, you know, us from the rest of the world is that no matter the objection, we keep pushing forward. So yeah, I've had tons of objections. I've, you know, gone through all kinds of, you know, problems. You know, I've almost been at bankruptcy before and had to overcome that. But I'm still sitting here 20 years later, you know, trying to, you know, help others and inspire others. So it just really matters on who you are as a person and how you're going to overcome that, and who you surround yourself with, your network. I mean, we're sitting in a room together, listening to everybody's, you know, their stories, and this is where you want to be. You don't want to be, you know, with your same old friends who aren't doing anything. You're complaining about their 9 to 5. So surround yourself with good people and keep overcoming.
Yeah, I think what he said was super important about who you surround yourself with, because when you first get started as an entrepreneur, nobody's going to believe in you, right? Like even some of your closest friends aren't going to believe in you and going to tell you like, oh, you're stupid, there's no way you're going to make $500,000, there's no way this is going to work. And it's important to get away from those people and be delusionally optimistic, because I'd rather be delusionally optimistic and be wrong and figure out where I went wrong and fix it than to think that you can never do anything and that it's not possible, because then you're not ever going to take the first step.
Hello, I'm Myra.
Hello.
So my question is this, and is it Dylan?
Yeah.
Yes, it's for you. So my question is this.
It's big hair, don't worry.
How do you take someone who knows and has proved and has been on TV and who knows that they have something special, but they're scared of what is special? How do you take that and pull that out of them for them to just be able to be who they are? Because like one thing for me, I know who I am, right? I moved my family 30 hours across the world to come to Vegas. I was a big time realtor in Michigan, but now I'm in Vegas finding my way. But the problem is, it's really hard when you're in a new place with, I have a family, so I have support, but I mean like no one, and you're trying to figure out exactly what it is you want to do with your second part of your life after having children and things like that. How do you take someone who knows that they have something that's special, who's been told their whole life that they have something that's special, but they don't know how to bring it out? How do you take that and pull that out of them and put it into the world?
Great question.
Well, so first of all, great question, and thanks for asking it. What is special?
Me. I am.
What about it?
Just me, who I am as a person. I motivate people. I teach people. I coach people. But I come from a background that no one does that. Everything that I do in my life, no one does. So, for instance,
Really?
I got married in, well, no, I mean like in my circle, right? In my circle is what I'm talking about. So, like, I got married after knowing my husband for 6 months. We've been married 20 years. Okay? So, I moved across the world. I've done things that people in my circle, in my direct circle are like, you're crazy. What are you doing? Why are you doing that? But it's worked for me. But I'm at the point in my life where I want to figure out, how do I help people through coaching and mentoring? But when you're scared or you feel like you can't coach or mentor people because you're not where you want to be in life.
Who's the coach or mentor that changed your life?
That changed my life?
Yeah. Who was yours?
I never had a coach or a mentor. The only person that changed my life for different is my husband.
And this is him right here?
Yes. Yes. He was the one who told me, like, you can do whatever your heart desire. He's the one, like my dad wanted me to go work for GM, and I was gonna go do it. And he was like, no, marry me, stop, don't do it. And I was like, but they're gonna be mad. And he was like, so what? And we kind of just do that together, but I don't know how to make that a product. I don't know how to explain to people without, like when I get on camera, I get like weird because I'm like, ugh. But when I'm just by myself, I'm a perfect person. So I guess.
Yes, it's Myra, right?
Yes.
You're in front of people and you're on camera right now.
Yeah. It's okay to be
True. I was just wondering from you, because you said that you can take people and I don't necessarily want to be famous, but I do want to help my community. I do want to show them that they can purchase homes. That is like my passion, because someone messed us over. The only reason I'm in real estate is because someone took our money when we got out of the military. So because they took our money, I was like, oh really? I went and got a Groupon and got my license and figured it out. You know what I mean?
I'll say about this, which is amazing, by the way. One main thing is everything that he's been for you, be that for other people. And exactly, you asked me, how do we do this? This is how we do it. I asked you, like, I said like 3 words to you. just, you know, have someone ask questions. Sit in front of a camera and answer them.
Okay.
And start with him, because you're gonna feel the love and the protection, and you're gonna be authentically you, and it's him.
Very true. Okay.
And then speak to the people you want to speak to. Imagine they're sitting there in your mind. I don't know, you know, your community, I don't know what that is, but, you know, imagine that person there and speak to them. That's it.
Okay, thank you.
You have something like, how long have you been in Vegas?
Almost 2 years.
Okay, almost 2 years. You have something that's like, obviously some fire inside of you that's ready to go.
Oh yeah.
Let it fucking go. Like, make this year a big fucking year for you.
Yeah,
Get into it.
that's why we
Like,
came here, because
This can be the biggest year of your life.
very true.
Yeah.
Let's make it happen.
Any last question? Oh, I got 2? Okay, 2 more.
So my question is for the whole panel. I have to build on what my wife said. And she's kind of sugarcoating what she's saying. You know, she's been extremely impactful, and yes, we've been out here in Michigan Vegas for 2 years. And in Michigan, you know, she did a lot of real estate. You know, she did it for 10 years. Michigan market is actually booming. But here in Vegas, a lot of houses are severely overpriced, and buyers are buying.
Welcome to Vegas.
You know, it's the Wild Wild West, as she said. So I guess my question is, for someone like my wife, who is very persistent, optimistic, very, very compassionate about people, how does she translate that into a business where she can scale and be profitable? You know, real estate is obviously something she loves, and she has done amazing free classes in Michigan, giving home buying classes. But out here, you know, it's really hard to give away things for free out here. So how can she scale what she's done and turn it into a profitable business?
Videos. Social media.
I mean, my initial thought is I would start with people you know and start working with them and trying to create a success out of them so that you can use them as testimonials to what you're capable of. And you start with the people around you, and then they start to tell their friends and start kind of growing from there. I mean, it's kind of a grassroots effort, but if you don't know where to get started, then start with people you know. I mean, you've been out here 2 years. How many friends do you have out here in Las Vegas?
I don't have many.
Well, then you need to start making friends. This is a room for
Here.
that.
Yes,
You know
yes.
what I mean?
Room right here.
And there's many more meetups in Las Vegas that you can go to. They're very like-minded individuals. I don't know if you're searching like, you know, Facebook, Las Vegas meetups, real estate meetups.
Yeah, that's how we
But
get here.
grow your network like that and start reaching out and trying to help people. And then from there, you're going to grow with your desire is.
Okay. I thought of something. So you're a VA?
Yes.
So just do a quick checklist on, TikTok, I don't know, or Instagram, and say, VA, were you in the military? Have you ever thought of buying a house? You don't know how. This is how you start it. 1, 2, 3. And then you start from there. And then you do like $20 cheat note. How to get an order. What is the next step? Here you go. Here you go. What if you live in Michigan? Because you know Michigan.
Yes.
You can do it from here. You're the Vegas queen in Michigan, here in Vegas, you already know your stuff. It works. Just do it. It's got to be consistent though. And just be you. Don't change.
Right.
People they can feel energy online because you can't fake it. I mean, you can fake it, but if you're genuine, people are going to gravitate towards you. You're going to beat the algorithm. I'm sorry.
So you said you were a big time agent in Michigan, right?
Yes.
So how long did you live in Michigan?
I was born in Michigan.
So how many people did you know in Michigan compared to the amount of people you know in Vegas?
Oh, it's complete opposite.
Right, so it's a simple equation. If you only know 10 people, then you only have 10 opportunities to help them and make a deal. But if you know 100 people, now you have 100 opportunities. So like getting in rooms like this and forcing yourself, even like you don't want to, it's 5, 6 o'clock, whatever time it is, it's after hours, you probably got a long day of work you just finished. You still have to go to those events, you have to meet people. And the fact that you said you want to help people, I think leading with that is important. And then the money will follow. Right? Too many times people are so focused on how to make a quick buck that they forget about the people that are involved in the transaction. And I think, I was definitely guilty of that early in my career, and I'm sure a lot of people here were as well. That you got to put people first, and then the profits will follow.
Amazing.
Thank
One short thing to add on that. There's one simple hack I'll give you right now that will unlock doors of opportunity, networking, and relationships like nothing else you've ever seen before. It's something you can start literally this week, and I guarantee if you do it every single week for the rest of the year, you'll have a just as big, if not more successful business than you did in Michigan. What it is podcasting. Every single person, so you ever go for lunch with someone, hey, let's grab lunch and connect. People don't want to do that anymore. It's a waste of my time. High value people. People that, high value people, I guarantee you ask them to be on a podcast, 9 out of 10 of them will say yes.
Okay.
So if you have a podcast, it can be a virtual Zoom podcast. You sit and you ask them questions. You're now giving them a platform. You're adding value to them. They're now karmically in debt to you because there's a karmic imbalance. Now they want to naturally serve you.
Okay.
So I think if you just do that, you DM people on Instagram, hey, let's launch a podcast, we'd love to interview you. I bet, hands up if anyone would want to be on her podcast, go ahead and show hands, right? Here, look at that. Now, but here, who wants to go to lunch with her tomorrow?
$1 million.
Thank you.
I'll also add, Lewis, if you want to talk to him after, they actually have a podcast room. Yeah, right here. And so anyone who's looking to do podcasts, you can talk to Lewis after, and he can give you all the information, and you can use the podcast room and have your guests come here, and you can do a podcast with them.
Okay, awesome.
There's a sick room in the back, by the way. You guys can see it over there.
Thanks for the plug.
I have one last question.
Yeah, so this is for the e-commerce. Let's say you want to set up a shop online, sell a dozen products. Would you start with your own website right away, or would you join one of the big platforms first and then break away?
I would start with the marketplaces. It's already there, it's already ready to go. It's a matter of launching the product on the site. And then as you start to find success, then start moving into your own platform. When I first started, I actually had to program my site from the ground up and build it out. Now they're pre-made, ready to go. So it's an easy transition once you decide to do it. And there's enough agencies out there and AI tools to get going and have your products launched. But definitely start and improve your products that they're going to sell. Because that's the main thing is, are they going to sell or are they not going to sell? And do you want to put the money into something that's not going to sell? And I would start with Amazon. It's the easiest to get started with.
Okay.
I was also going to add, so we have 2 podcast rooms, you guys. We got Dylan too. So you guys can go to 2 different people.
Yeah, come on. so there's a.
What's up, bro? Turn off the mics. Turn off the mics.
It's depending what part of Vegas you're in. How about that?
Yeah. No, I opened my studio literally just to have a free place to shoot content, and another studio opened up like about 3 minutes from me, and I messaged the guy on Instagram. I said, dude, we should manufacture drama between studios and pitch Netflix on a show called Studio Wars.
There you go.
So, dude, if
I'm
you
down.
want to join the Studio Wars,
I think Studio Wars already began.
On to you? Or did he leave you on red?
So he said, okay, this actually, so 15-second answer to that. He said, haha, very funny. We all have, there's so more opportunity than whatever. I'm like, yeah, I agree.
Sounds like a jerk.
I live in a world of abundance. I saw him in an event 2 weeks ago. I was like, Dave, just want to, congratulate you. Super excited. He said, I was like, I know some of our clients shoot our studios, whatever. Congratulations. I hope to see the best. I'm all about collaboration. He said, maybe Studio Wars is going to be a thing.
Right?
Yeah.
Uh-oh, dangerous.
We're good? All right, guys. So can we please give a round of applause for our a 5-minute break, so if you need to use the restroom or if you guys just want to say thank you to them, please do that, and then be back in your seats in 5 minutes for our second round of speakers.
Just getting started.
We actually met. I had no idea.
Want me to stop this one?
Yeah, that's amazing.